All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is time for our morning art stream. So glad to have you guys here. If there's anyone here today, whatever happens, we're gonna make sure that we're gonna do have a little fun, right? We're gonna draw some stuff and then get on with the rest of our day, right? I know how it is, with us artists. We sometimes we really enjoy the meditation aspect of drawing, not just drawing stuff. In fact, yesterday I was sitting up and I was drawing some just some random things. Let me see if I could go here and here it is. Things to draw. This is what I was looking up some random stuff and just to draw it in my art pad, you know what I mean? So I have quite a few. Hey, Cuddy, how are you today? Awesome, man. Thank you for coming out today. All right, so we're gonna jump right into it. Today I'm gonna do some faces, and then I'm gonna do some I don't know, some miscellaneous stuff. I might get into some bodies today. So just kind of hang along for the ride. Uh, Yesterday I was inspired. Hold on a minute. To go into my box here. I have a box. I have a box here of crayon of markers. And so I'm gonna get out a few of them because I figured, man, I got all these markers in here, and I'm not using them, right, for anything, because I'm always using. Oh, let me put this over here too. I'm always using the colorless markers or whatever have you, right? We even got a crayon here. Let's see what we can do with that. So we're gonna go in my little bag here. We're gonna figure out what we can do with some of these. We'll just pull them out here. We got an orange here. We got purple. I thought I had a light purple in here, but let me see. I got green. I got blue. Got all kinds of colors in here, actually. We got this light brown. Got this other color here. I like that color. Okay. And I think we'll roll with those for right now. So what I saw, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do a random picture, just for a warm up. You know what I mean? I'm gonna get out my sketch diary. I've been actually doing this quite a bit lately, just drawing stuff like drawing a shape or something on my paper, and then kind of whatever comes out is what comes out, right? So I'm gonna go a little bit closer so you guys can go be in my sketchbook with me, right? This is a new sketchbook. I just bought this one. So I've been studying some like the bean shapes of the body, a lot of Disney like type cartoon characters, right? Let me see if I can move this over just a bit. Yeah. I think I'll move one of these out of the way. This way we don't have so much stuff, and then when we go back over to the other thing, we can go ahead with that. All right, so yeah, just been studying that, making up some random poses. Last night I fell asleep doing that. I don't know what this guy was, but we're gonna be doing something similar to this. So we're gonna kind of draw a. I see some cool little bodies here we can try out. And then what I'm going to do is I guess we can use this page right here. I'm going to take one of my markers here, and I'm going to just kind of scribble on the paper a little bit of a idea as to what I feel like is going on here. You know what I mean? I don't know how well this is gonna come out, but this is gonna force me to kind of use my imagination to fill things in, right? So I'll go ahead and get out my little pen here. Let's make sure it's started up. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Let me see. Maybe I'll start here with my little shirt. It's like a little bean shape. All right, guys. I need to just give me a second. I'll be right back. Be right back. All right, guys. I need to just give me a second. I'll be right back. Be right back. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go ahead and get back into it here. Let's see what's going on. All right. Anyway, so I like doing it like this because it again kind of just forces me to use the old imagination. I saw this being done on another live stream, and I thought, man, that would be something cool to use all these markers that I got, right? So I don't care about it coming out exactly like this one, but um, either way, it's still a way to innovatively use my little markers here. And then we'll get into some faces here. This is just again a warm up picture. Don't really care if I mess up or how cool it. Yeah, I mean, I'm just having fun. I think sometimes that stunts our growth when we sit back and we think about like who is and who isn't going to like what we do, right? So I decided not to allow that mentality in today. You just want to be free to create. I'm using this as obviously as my model, but still, I want to. I don't care to make it exactly like his. I'm just doing things like this helps me to become more proficient at literally drawing the body. You know, we're gonna get more into it as we're gonna do the bean shape today. I can't wait to practice that. That's something that's real cool. Let's see here. So he has like a little shirt there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he has like a chair. He's sitting on a chair, so let me see if I can. Now the way that I saw it done, one of the things he reiterated is sometimes you can use this, but you can use it like a what's the word I'm looking for? When you draw the shape, you just kind of do it like a cloud to see what comes out. You know, when you draw, you know how sometimes you sit back and you imagine like clouds look like stuff. So that's the way that you could also use this, and then I'll do one of those real quick. Something where I'm not really looking at anything. I'm just trying to. Do. Anyway, that's what I came up with for that one. But you could just do whatever. You know what I mean? You could, once we have it, we could. I don't even know what color that is. What color is it? Was it orange? That one didn't work out too well. All right. We can add some more dimension to it, maybe. Just add some colors. See what we can come up with. All right. I think that's pretty cool. All right, let me see here. All right, and let me see what other color we got here we could use. I don't think blue would go in there. I don't know, blue might go in here pretty good, right? This blue might make like a kind of a green effect for our chair back here, so we can add plenty of colors to it. All right. Yeah. And then maybe we'll just do a little bit of blue for these bottom legs here. A little Crayola blue. Right. And maybe a little bit of this for our underbelly of the drawing. All right. I think that one came out okay, right? Not too bad. Let me see. Maybe I can get some... for those glasses, I'll use, I don't know. Let me see here. I guess I could just go ahead and use that orange. And then a little bit of this blue here on top. All right. Yeah. Okay. So that was my little warm up drawing, right? I go ahead and sign it, right? And then you know what he was saying, what this other artist was showing me was that, like, let me show you this right here. So we randomly just take something and we'll just do like this. We don't know what we're creating yet. We just put some stuff, right? Just put something down, and then you come back and you look at it and you be like, well, what is it? What is it that you see, right? I don't know what I see here. Let me see. What do I see here? Maybe what kind of person do I see here? Can I make a person or a place or a thing? Maybe a. You know what I see here? I see a. I'm gonna tell you what I do see. I see like a like a almost like a some kind of hat here, and then I see like a huge square nose here around the hat, and then a little chin shape here like that. And then I see some you know what I see? I see here I see some glasses and maybe that's a bottom lip. What is this here? You know what I see? I see a little bandana shape right here. And then this, I don't know what that would be. Maybe that's his little ear back here. Let me see. Maybe something like that. And then you know what? This is like a maybe like a I don't know. All right, so you get what I mean. This will make you use your imagination a little bit more when you are drawing these pictures. Let me see. What else can I? What color can I use now? Maybe some red. Maybe I'll just combine some red in there. I don't know. Let me see. What color was this? Does I don't know. What does that look like to y'all? We're supposed to get a little bit of rain today down here. A lot of rain, so hold on a sec, guys. Give me a minute here. Let me see what's going on here. Give me a sec, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta take my son to the car for my wife, so give me a minute. Okay. All right, guys, I am back. So, by the way, if you guys don't know, I'm a full time dad. Full time dad. I have little children, small children. So, from time to time, my son may run in here while I'm doing this stream. You got to be okay with that, right? Artists have lives too, right? So, anyway, I think that's kind of what I wanted to do there. I don't know. I think those are some pretty cool pictures I came up with, right? And then now what we'll do here, we're gonna go into some faces, and so for the faces, I'm going to be pulling up some models here, and then we're going to see what we can do with them. Okay, so let's look up. I usually like to when I do my pictures, I like to go with Pinterest. So we'll look up. We'll go to Pinterest here, and continue as browser world. All right, there we go. All right, so we will pick out some faces here that we like, and then from there we'll get into our some body shapes. We'll come back and revisit this. I hope that was pretty cool for y'all to check out. I think it's an awesome way to be able to learn to draw things, especially stuff like hands and things, because you can draw like the shapes of them, and then once you get the shapes, then you can come back and you can refine around it, and let your imagination run wild. Let's look at some simple pictures, maybe something like let me look at some face studies here. All right, and we'll go with let's try to find some good funny faces here. I like this face right here. I don't know, something about that face. Let's see if we can draw a cartoon image of this guy. And it's not asking me where I want to save it to, which that's odd. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. It was just taking a minute to do it. All right, so this is the first picture that I'm going to start with here. So we're going to try to draw a little cartoon of this guy. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to use some regular little paper here. And then we're going to do kind of what we did before. We're going to take our marker, right? And let's say we want to look at shapes. So we might want to do something like, let's say we want to, I'm just going to kind of put down an idea first, right? And this is, okay. So I kind of want to just get the gist of the picture, right? Just draw some basic shapes, right? Okay, so I think this is I think that's pretty okay. All right, so we got like the idea of the picture. We got it kind of mapped out a little bit. All right, so from there, we just come here and we'll use our marker. and then we'll start drawing our picture itself. So we can start with our, I don't know, I'll start here with my nose shape here. Okay. Again, this is just it's a great practice to use. Just if you want to take some colors, maybe in your cut your and allow your mind to see the the shapes. You know, your it's something that happens. I don't know, especially for me. I guess maybe I don't know if it happens for all artists, but I know that when I see forms on something, it normally starts translating into something in my mind. Like I don't know, I see things. You know what I mean? I see things differently, or whatever. I really like the way this was. This was really kind of what's the word I'm looking for? It was very free flowing. Wasn't a lot of you know. I could take this blue here. Maybe we could just add some dimension to it, right? We got this blue in the eyes. Who says we can't? We just can't use blue as in all kinds of colors just underneath it, right? Who says we can't do that? I don't think it's. I don't think there's a book that says that, right? You're an artist, right? You can do whatever you want. You don't have to conform to the way somebody thinks you ought to draw it, because then what would make you different? What makes your art special? What makes your voice your unique voice if you can't if you're afraid to express yourself, you draw with this, with no authority, no limitate. You draw with these limitations on your mind. You can't be who you want to be because you're so busy trying to be everybody else. You can't be who you need to be, right? I don't know. I might do something here. Let me see what I'm gonna do here. Cause he has like an undertone of pink in his face. I might just add it in there just a little bit like this, right? And then I don't know, what can I do up here? Can I do anything up here, or should I just leave it? What do you think? I don't know. Maybe I could use this. Oh, you know what? I got this deep almond color. Let's see what happens. Maybe I can just go over the top of it. Who cares, right? This way it's not too, right? I don't want to use too many colors in here because I think it'll kill the effect of what I'm trying to do. So okay, yeah. So I think that came out real nice. You know what I mean? We went with it. We could use some blue right here, some really dark blue to accent that nose right there. And then check this out. We can just go underneath here and add some colors. All right, so I'm done with that one. I like it. Okay, so we're gonna do a couple more caricatures like this, right? We're just gonna go in. We're gonna draw some shapes on the paper, right? And then from those shapes, we will attempt to create things that are on our mind. You know what I mean? Okay, how you doing today, Arrow Point Studio? Great to have you out today. All right, so let's pull up another face here. Let's see what we can do. And again, let's just we don't care. We're just playing with randomness today. We're gonna go with I don't know. What about this guy? I see somebody else try to draw him right here. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see here. So I got this page. Let's try this guy here. Looks like an interesting face to draw, right? Okay, so let's put this one here aside. Okay. And we'll do some more sketchbook drawings and stuff too. I feel like filling in my sketchbook today. So I'm gonna start keeping some sketchbooks around here. All right, let's see here. Let's do let's see what kind of shapes we can use for this one. Let's see here. Let's see if we can. Let's just take this and let's just draw some. Let's just draw some stuff, man. Just let your hand go. Just be free. Free. Right? We're being free because it doesn't matter because we're not bound by these lines, right? We're only seeing images of kind of what we want to do. We're just kind of going with it, right? You see? We're just going with it. You know what I mean? No problem, right? Just go with it. Okay. So I don't know what this is gonna look like. I'm just like I said, I'm just trying something. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna come back with my marker. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and use this one again that I had. I thought I had one that. Let's see if I can find me a new one. Ah, there we go. We got some newness in that one. All right, let me see here. Here we go. Let's try it. I don't know. So now we're free to create whatever kind of drawing we want based off of this guy, right? Just look for the shapes behind the shapes. You know, again, the mind is incredibly resilient. When you give it a little bit of information, things just begin to happen. You know what I'm saying? Things just begin to happen. I don't know. Let me see here. And again, I'm not bound to anything. You see how I changed up my face shape here, right? And maybe this shape is something I'm gonna try something different here. Maybe I'm gonna go like this here. Right? Something like that. Maybe we can throw some of this in there. Right. This is artwork creation 101, right? We don't need we're just giving our mind some direction. Okay. 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 So what we'll do here, we might come back with this man, you know what would be awesome? I think some highlighter yellow. I got some other yellow in here. I got like a regular yellow. Let's see what that regular yellow will look like first. I don't know. I'm just going to do something. I don't know what I'm doing. Let me see. Let's just create some stuff. After all, it doesn't matter. Right? Oh, you know, that's not the right way to do it. It's not technically correct. Well, I'll tell you what. I don't care. Okay. This is just the way that the browser draws. This is the way I want to create it. This is the way I want to do it. Right. So let me see here. Take what we're gonna do. We're gonna use some. What color? I see some. Maybe a darker brown. I don't know. Yellow, blue, yellow, browns. I want to go. Let me see. I'm gonna do this here with some darker browns like that, right? Right. That did something right there. Right. great about part about this is that you don't never know where you're going because there's no template. It's just wherever your hand takes you to. Now I got some. You know what I got? I don't know. What is this? Ooh, that's a. Let me see here. Oh, you know what? See, one thing about black, it's a very drawing color. I said that right. So I feel like his eyes need to be like, yeah. See how I can kind of draw you in and put some limitations to the, you know what I mean, to your eyes, like where I want your eyes to look at. Let me see, maybe over here. Check this out. That's what we'll do. So we can make that hair stand out more. I might come around the side of it like this. Bam. You know what I'm saying? So something just happened right there. I don't know what happened. Okay. Let me see here. Let me see, yellow, browns. What else can I put out from here? Maybe a little, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know. Let's do like that right there. Yeah. Let's see. I like the way I like what that did. I like what that did. Let's see here. Okay. You know what? I think that I like that. I don't think I'll anything else I do. I just, you don't want to you don't want to overdraw it, right? You can't be afraid to do little stuff like that. I wanted to arc those over there because I feel like that arc right there. But yeah, you know what I mean? I feel like that could be that's a really cool cartoon. Right? Of the guy, right? And it's just something that we just made up on the fly. Let's sign it. Alright. Okay. And I'm just finding some uses for all these markers I got all these markers. And I'm not doing anything with them. So this is a second drawing of the day. We did the first one, right? Alright. And just a different way of doing your caricatures. Or you have, just take your marker again and allow your brain to put things together to create things. You know what I mean? Like we did here. We were, in my little sketchbook, which we might skip back over here for a little bit. I'm just going to kind of skip around. I'll do some cartoons and then I'll do some more faces. And let me see here. Let's look at, let's see what else we can come up with. Let's take what is this? Pink here. I use pink on this one. I don't know. Let's say we go over here. And then we'll come back and do another face. This way we don't stay in the same spot, right? All right, let me see here. What can we use? Let me see here. Let's see how we can get inspired today. Let me see here. Let's see here. Again, we're just going to get inspired to do some things. Again, this is a cool way to use your old markers if you have any. You got any old markers just kind of sitting around, you can draw all kinds of stuff, right? Oh yeah, like what is this, right? I don't know. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Again, just looking at some things to get inspired by. Okay, so we'll use for this one. What we'll do, we'll use our pen here. We just got a little pen. All right, so we'll just. Can you guys see that pretty good? Let me just zoom in over there a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here. What am I seeing right here? Okay, so I'm seeing like a little foot with some little shoelaces in it. Something like this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Maybe like a little foot right there. You know, and if you're ever drawing something, right? And you want to do what we're doing today, right? You can go whatever you're looking at, just take a marker, right? And trust me, just draw some loose shapes around it, right? Okay. And when you draw those loose shapes around it, your brain is going to be like, oh, I know what you're trying to do. And then you can create, but crazy enough, your own style will come off of that. You know what I mean? So it's okay to get, okay, like right here, I got this other little idea here, right? This is like a little shoe right here, right? So I'm drawing this little shoe. And then I got I got my own little style of drawing my shoelaces. Up here, I'm going to just kind of go around the leg a little bit. Right? Come around. And then here you can see the sock, right? And then we got our little opening of the leg. You see how I was kind of just, my mind's just kind of putting it all together. And then you're not bound by the lines itself. You just, you know what I mean? You're just kind of putting something together there. You can add a little bit of blue down here, maybe. Maybe we can add some blue over here too. Just so we can draw our pants legs, right? Isn't that cool? Just like that. So we got some little shoes right there, right? Got some nice shoes. Okay, let me see here. Let's go to this one. Now this one right here is it's like a little boot, and we can do some hands with it, right? Let's say we want to make some graffiti type shoelaces, right? See those shoelaces, kind of graffiti-ish, right? And then he's got his nice Docker, nice loafers on, right? Maybe I might want to come down here, kind of bend them up in the front a little bit, make them look like they're slightly worn, right? And let's see here. What else we got? We got some nice little shoes right here, man. What are you talking about? I'd totally wear those shoes. All right. Yeah. You know, crazy how you can be inspired by other artists. You know what I mean? I'm totally. Uh, I'm gonna tell you, man. Shout out to Mr. Rogdon. If y'all never checked out this channel, man, you gotta check it out because it was like, um, sometimes, man, you feel like you're drawing. You're drawing, but you're holding back, and you're drawing with this. Sometimes when you draw with like this motive in your back of your mind, whatever that motive may be, but it's not a motive of love for what you're doing, then you start, you don't do things, you don't create stuff. You know what I mean? Like right now, I feel like what, this is a creation. This is something that I'm making up right here. It's okay for us to me to get inspired by other people. And one of the way, I'm gonna tell you what happened to me one day. I like to play the piano, and so with piano, there's sometimes I would get like kind of frustrated because I felt like whatever song I heard, I should be able to like just play it off the top of my head, right? Because I was, you know what I mean, like because I watch other piano players and I don't sit back and think about. I never really considered that this is kind of what they're doing. They, when you, for instance, use a reference to draw from, it's okay to use a reference to get inspired from, because you can't so Stevie Wonder's song is Stevie Wonder's song, but you got people that take Stevie Wonder's song and they might play jazz with it. There ain't but so many things you can do, regardless of the fact. But at the end of the day, it's okay for us to be inspired by things we see. A lot of artists say, I can't draw from straight out of my head. And I'm like this. I can't draw straight out of my head either. I can do some certain things, right? But everything that I draw is really inspired by something that I've seen before. Even my style of drawing caricature is really inspired by graffiti artists. When I was younger, I liked to watch. I grew up in New York City, and when I was in my mind forming years, those 8, 9s, 10s, 5s, all that, those years where you're really picking up a lot of information. I saw the graffiti art, and I really developed a liking for it. It was really cool to watch those guys create. So as a result, again, most of my cartoons, this needs to come down a little bit more. Most of my cartoons tended to take on that style. You know what I'm saying? So again, there's nothing wrong with seeing something like this, or like shoes. Like all these shoes that you see are just shoes that I got from, I'm being inspired by, right? You see these shoes here, right? So these are the shoes. This is how the shoes were. This is what I did real quick with my pen, right? I drew an idea of what I wanted to do, right? And then boom. But does it look exactly like that shoe? No, it's my style of the shoe, but it was being inspired by it. Okay. So again, just look at things that inspire you. You know what I mean? So these right here might be my feet. I guess we can squeeze one more foot up here, and maybe we'll go ahead and add this blue on to there again. So this is the underside of the shoe. So you see all these colors and stuff right here? That's not in the picture. That means that had to come from my imagination, right? So it's part you, it's part everything you create is part your imagination and part inspiration. You know what I mean? There's nothing new under the sun, right? So we have some. Look at there. We got this guy walking away, right? We got another guy over here. We got another shoe right here. All right. And it looks pretty cool. We can even add a little blue in there, I think, because I think the blue was really gonna, like right here, right? Just underneath the shoe, because see how it gives it a little bit more, right? And this might be like where he's walking off to, right? So we got some cool little shoes there, right? And what do you say? What if we do that to the socks, just to make the socks look like darker, right? So you see now you can see the shoe, the foot going into the shoe. So that's pretty cool right there. Okay, let me see here. Let's see what other shoe. Maybe we'll just draw a pair of shoes. So I got a pair of shoes here. Let's see. I guess I can use the pink again, since it'll all kind of match, right? All right. So what I'm gonna do here, right now, I'm just saying this is again my just a loose interpretation of what I'm seeing. Okay. Again, draw this without like thinking about like all the technical stuff of it. Just, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter at this point. Okay. So I'm going to show you these shoes here in just a minute. Okay. So you see these shoes right here? These are the shoes that we're going to create from right here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this right next to it, and then now I'm just looking at the shoe and I'm saying, and I'm seeing what I want to do to it. Okay, this might be the front of this shoe. This might be the front of that shoe. Okay, maybe over here we got the shoelaces kind of coming in right there, all right? The bends of the shoe, that's pretty cool, right? And I like the way he got this little piece here that just kind of wraps around the shoe, right? Just kind of comes around and it goes around here, and then you can see the shoe kind of tucks back in. This would be the back end of the shoe. And then look, I'll give myself some. I see these darks right here. And I told you darks are very pulling colors, right? So that might be the top of my shoe, and this might be like the back of it here. Okay. Okay, this might be my heel of my shoe here. This is the bottom of the shoe. Kind of comes around. And here it'd be like all dark, right? But again, did I exactly copy this shoe? No, I can put some little shine on it, right? Whatever I want. All right. So there we go. We got some cool looking shoes, right? All right. Hey, how you doing today, gaming with Jay and Corey? How are you today? All right. So with these ones here, we're going to go back. We got our little blue, so we'll just kind of match it with the same theme of the rest of our shoes here. So I'll tell you what, we'll do our shoelaces with a little blue, and then maybe just underneath the shoes here. And maybe, I don't want to put too much blue in the shoe. I want to kind of encompass the shoe with, right? Let's see here, maybe here. All right. So we'll come back with this blue here. This will be like a dark blue. Right, we can see the tops of our shoes here. We can see underneath the shoe. Look here, if we add this, excuse me, we're making a little bit of a, oh man, awesome. Just like that, okay. And you know what? I think I could come back with this. Since I put these little shimmies on there, right? I can come over here and just make it look like it got a little bit of a shine on it. You know what I mean? So I shine the shoes up just a bit for you. Okay? And then we'll come over here and we'll do like this here. Okay? And then look, we'll put some nice letters, right? So this is what we'll do down here in the bottom. Right? Let's go ahead and get that to come back in. Right? We'll come over here and we'll write, watch this. Let me show you how this works again. All right, look. I'm not caring about how it comes out. Right? I'm just going to put shoes. I don't care. This is a loose interpretation, but watch how with my marker, then once I do that, now I can come back and I can look. See here? Look, shoes. Come back. Right. SHO. And then I like this because it's kind of like the O is going behind that E right there. I don't know. That's just where my mind took it. And you see how your mind will make something up cool. Your mind will be like, you know, oh, you know what? We can do this. Or we can do that. Right? So here, we got the word shoes, right? We come back with our black marker, right? We can do this here and watch, just to make our lines a little bolder. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could add a little bit more blue in there. Okay, so what did we do there? We just added some shoes in there, and then we just sign it. Right. Okay, are these shoes? Nah, these are something that looks like those shoes. They've been inspired by those shoes, but they're not the same, you know, shoe. And you can do this with a number of things, right? What else we could do? We did some shoes just there. We can maybe let's get inspired by something else. Let's see here. We got some body types here. We got some characters here. We got some pretty cool characters. Look at these characters right here. These are drawing ideas. Okay, so look at that. So we got, you see her right there? Okay. You see that lady right there? I've never seen her before. You ever seen her before? No, I've never seen her. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's see what we can do. All right. So what color can we use for her? Maybe we can use I particularly like to use purples. I thought I had a purple highlighter, but you know what? Even if you don't have a purple let me see. I got a blue highlighter here. We'll use blue. Okay. So watch what I'm gonna do here. I'm not really, this is just again, my rough kind of idea. Just kind of go with it. Because we're not trying to create her, right? We're trying to create we're trying to create an idea of what she might look like. So just keep scribbling. This is kind of like, I don't know if you ever took creative writing in school, right? But it's just like, it's kind of the same concept of it. It's brainstorming. My professor, he would be like, "Don't stop your don't stop your pencil from moving. Just and that just keep going." And at first, it looks kind of like, what the heck is all of that, right? But now what can we do with this once we start? Well, we can come over here and we can see our nose. I see a nose kind of going here, and you know what? I'm gonna make her my little lady smile a little bit more, and then I'm gonna change up her glass. I'm gonna give her those glasses, but I'm just gonna come across the top here, and I'm gonna make them kind of come down here like this. All right. So you see how she got those? She got some big glasses on there. And then we'll come over here. And we'll bring this shape around here. See, the ear shape can kind of go here. You see how it was kind of flowing back into the picture, right? Here, what do we have here? It looks like, I like the way he did this right here. So I'm just going to kind of feed off of that a little bit. Right? I can, you know what? I'm going to go over here and add the back end of the drawing. I guess I could have made her smaller too, but it doesn't matter. Look at that. Again, we're just getting inspired by another artist. Right? Think about all the songs you ever heard. These new songs that are not new, right? Right? If you're older, you probably be like, we had that song back in the day. That ain't nothing but this song right here. I tell my kids sometimes, she'll listen to a song. I'd be like, that song ain't nothing but this song right here we used to listen to back in the day. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's the same song. Same old song. Right? Okay. Then we got our feet down here, right? See? See my feet coming right in, right? And you can do this with a pencil. So if you know what sketching is literally the process of what I'm showing you right here. So if you need to sketch your idea, you're simply using this concept to create other stuff. Right? So we'll even do one in pencil for you. And then you can see once we erase our lines, kind of what it looks like. You know what I mean? So we got this blue right here. We can come back and now we can add more like blue to the parts that we want right here. Maybe she's just sad and blue. Dun, 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 dun. See? So what am I doing here again? I don't know. What if I went with some highlighter? What if I went with highlighter? Look at that little cool little hulkish feeling it puts in the drawing. Gives it a nice little, right? And this is what art is. You creating something that no one's ever seen before. Yeah. Oh, look. I can go ahead and use this blue now right here. It's a dark blue. It's a dark blue. Let's see here. I wonder what I could do right there. Should I guess I could do that. Just bring it around. I don't know why, but I feel like some purple is in order here. Do I have purple? Let me see. Yes, I do. Okay. All right. So, again, we're not gonna. Right? Something like that. Okay. And I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll give her some drip. Right? Some drip. Because that looks like it totally doesn't go with this picture. That's why I did it. Right? And then some yellow with the drip. Just a little bit of yellow. Okay. I could have went with pink with the drip, but that's okay. Anyway, that's my graffiti grandma, right? All right, let me see here. Let me sign my work. Browser. Okay. We'll call her Graffiti Grandma. Okay. Let's see who else we can do here. What about this guy? So all right, see, so you see how he is right there? Let's go ahead and just bring this over here like this. All right. So what we do with this is we're just doing the same thing, okay? We're going watch. So I'm saying, oh, okay, this is kind of what this guy looks like, kind of, sort of. He has a very long shoe here. Yeah, something like this. Right? I don't know. Let me see here. You see? And you can put in what it is you want to put in. All right? All right? I'm looking at this like really pearish kind of shape here. Again, I'm just being kind of inspired by the guy himself, what he looks like, feels like, right? And again, I'm drawing with confidence that my brain is going to put everything together for me that I need to know, like this, right? Okay, so look at that. We already got the guy pretty much down. So now what can we do? We can come in here and we can say, okay, maybe this is his little shirt here. Okay. Okay. Do I care that it doesn't come out exactly like the guy's picture? No, again, I don't care because I'm not tracing, I'm not copying him. being inspired by this artist to create something else. Okay. Something like that. This is like a really flat shape. I like that, so I'm going to incorporate that in. Not necessarily the exact same way, but I'm going to play his music in a different. I'm going to play his music in a different way. Right? You can see here, this is his forearm. Maybe he's got the little watch on right here. Right? And then I see my hands, and again, hands become so much easier when you're and when you use this particular technique. You can use it in your caricatures, right? It doesn't matter, right? Got this flat space over the top here. Okay, and then we come over here and we add our other arm in. So look how quickly we're able to create this guy, right? Okay. I like the way he did the neck right here. That's funny. Maybe this is his thing. This is the nose shape right here. Now notice how I turned my nose up a little bit more. Right? Maybe he got his something like that. I don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Something like that. And then he has this huge ear shape out here. And this big sideburn. Okay, so we pretty much got our guy down to a science. All right, nice little cartoon. So we'll come back here. And we begin to clean things up. I left my big eraser in the car, so I'm having to use my pencil eraser. Might take a little longer this way, but it's okay. We ain't got nothing but time. We're creating. Right? So we're just taking out all of our guidelines, right? And that's why with this one, use your lighter H pencils when you are, getting the form of a person. This works even if you're doing gesture drawing, whatever you're trying to create. It's really a really powerful technique to use to get your overall basic shape of your guy, right? let me just dump that in the trash. Okay. So here we got inspired, you know, by this character here to make this character. You know. All right. And then let me see here. Now we can do like little things that we want to do. Maybe I want to give my guy some glasses, right? Or maybe in my picture he's holding some kind of kettle, or right, maybe some smoke's coming out of it. Right. Okay. And then we can come back and we'll color the guy in. I mean, I have some, I think I have some skin tone over here. Something like this. Maybe I can. Just kind of color him in. Again, man, the power of allowing your mind to create things. I'm just using this kind of as a base color. Yellowish, I don't know, doesn't matter. A little yellow, right? A little yellow, and maybe some brown for my hair shape. It doesn't matter. It's whatever I want to do. Sky's the limit. Boom. I can use this to make little. I can even use it to make little gesture shadows or whatever, right? And then I don't know what color. We can give him some blue jeans, but we want to definitely go with some kind of light blue underneath it. But or maybe we can use our highlighter, right? And then we'll come over here with this, right? But then we come back with the blue. And then we got some brown shoes here. I don't know if I got that. I got some, let me see here. I don't know, I got this color here. Oh, that's a nice color right there for the shoes. I can even use this to kind of add to that color there. And then I think we might need to use some gray here for our little guy. All right. Okay. And I don't know. Maybe we can put like a quick, maybe back here in the background we can get inspired. What can we put back there? Let me see here. Let's see if we can find us a. Let's look up this is what I do at work all the time. Cartoon truck. He looks like a guy that would be driving a truck, right? So let's see what we can get. Oh, look at that truck right there. See that truck? This is how to draw a truck, but that looked like something that could be way like all back here. So what we'll do, we'll again, we're putting in the idea of the truck first, kind of where we want to go at. Okay. I don't want it to be too big, so I don't know, somewhere around there maybe. And I think it's not going to fit all the way I have it, but okay. Somewhere around, this is where I want the truck to be at. Whether it's going to come back this way or not, I don't know if I could do that. Let me see. Can I just squeeze a little bit back there? Will it still be perceptually correct? I don't know. Let me see. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with. I can see the little top of the truck there. I can see the other little headlight here. And then I can see the little front of the truck coming across here like this. This is what I'm seeing, okay? Then I see the wheel fender bender and this big piece here. So it's allowing me to, this little reference is a little sketch underneath it. That pencil shape is allowing me to almost carve. My brain is carving out a truck. Is it exactly like his truck? I told you I'm not into that. I ain't like that no more, right? Okay, and then look over here. I don't know. We said we're gonna see if we can get it in there. Let me see. If it's just a little off, it's okay. I don't care. Okay. I think that works out. Maybe I can. Yeah. Okay. So this will be like the side of my truck here. This will be the front little fender. And this will be like my little lights. I'm gonna make my truck cooler than his truck. I'm gonna use his truck and make it cooler. Right? So you gotta be thinking, right? I'm gonna use his idea to make it cooler. How about that? Right. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Makes me think of Sanford and Son when I see that truck right there. Right? There we go, like that. Okay. All right, I like it. So let's erase our guidelines. See what our truck came out like. Again, inspired from. All of my themes, when I'm drawing a caricature theme, when I'm at work, I'm going to tell you, let you know the secret. I always look up. If they ask me a cartoon or something, I'm going to pull up I'm going to go up my phone. I'm going to look up a reference for what they want. And then I'm going to, you know what? That truck will be cool in yellow. I look up a reference for what they want. And then I go from there. I'm not going to sit here and let my ego get in the way. I should be able to just come up with this off the top of my head. Right. Some things, yes, right? Like you can ask me to draw a bike, and I can't do it. I can't draw a bike out of my head. I have to look at a bike, because even though I know what a bike looks like, right, I don't know how to like draw a bike out of my head. So at that point, you want to use some kind of reference, right? Now that's cool. Watch, because what I'm gonna do is the wheel wells itself. I'm gonna put a little bit of like reflection in it. These are where my tires are gonna be, right? And then we're gonna have a little bit. We're just gonna add some pink up here for right now, because we don't want to make it all on one thing, right? And then this is what we'll do. We'll come back with this brown color, right? And this is how we'll add our little like dimension to the truck, right? Because we changed it. I told you we was gonna make his truck cooler, right? Everybody does this. Just think about cars. Like, when have you ever seen like a really original car? If you really sit back and look at the car, they stole it from Ford. They stole it from some idea, and then they took it and they ran with it. They made it better. That's all this is. Let me see. So now I got that. Let's look here. I'm gonna need this marker here for my wheels. See my wheels right there? Yeah. All right. Let me see. What can I do up in here? Something needs to be done right there. I don't know. Maybe I use a smaller marker here. Just to define the wheel well a little bit. Okay, got my steering wheel. Oh yeah, I forgot something here. We're gonna need to color that in too. Okay, and of course we gotta have our. This truck needs to have a horizon or something behind it. Be a trash dump site or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna draw all that. But you know what I'm saying. Now, if we look at the window, what can we do with that? I guess we can just add some little reflections, just like that, and then just a little bit of shadow underneath the truck, right? And you know what? We'll just add a little trash heap, big trash heaps in the background, right? Hold on, I ain't done yet. Okay, so we're gonna use a darker brown here. It's always going to be darker at the base of it. It's a trash. It's a trash dump, right? That's where they dump the trash. All right, and I don't know. Just put some polka dots. Maybe we might put some red. Just a few items here that are red. Wow, that red made it really, really kind of, you know. What if I did this? Just because he's cool. Want some red glasses? I got it, because he's a cool guy. All right, and I'm done. You see? He's like, what in the world is this? All right, and then let's just go ahead and just. All right. Okay. All right. So I think, man, that was a pretty cool drawing right there. I liked it. All right. Let me see here. And I don't know how well my colors on my screen are showing up. I might probably need to. I don't have this camera. These cameras are not as good as the cameras that you, on your phone. On your phone, the cameras come out so much different, but the pictures come out so much different. But we'll do. What time is it? I started at 10, 9:30, 10:30, 11. Okay, so look, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead, guys, and we're going to be starting to wrap up here. I know I took enough of your day. All right, so these are just some of the drawings that we created today. We created our guy then we got Graffiti Grandma, right? And then, of course, we did some shoes, right? We did some shoes. We did a guy kind of doing his little thing right here. So you can do all kinds of stuff with this particular concept. Again, that I'm showing you. You just have to get out there and practice it. You know, start with basic things. If you start with, let's go here real quick. If you start with something very basic, maybe wording, letters, if you want to write your name. If I want to write, my name is Harry, right? Okay, so you got pretty good penmanship, then you can start by just doing that. So now when I write the word out, then the creativity process then begins to happen. On the paper. This is essentially what drawing a sketch is. Okay. You see, so this would be, and then from there you can add whatever you want to add to the picture to make it cool, like you want. Okay, you get it? So just like that. If it's something that you know how to draw. If you want to draw a hand, you know, then what do? You draw the hand kind of like in the idea that you want the hand to look like. Okay. Whatever, that's it. This is really a dark color here, but you get it. And then around the hand, you kind of do your whatever you want to be drawing. Yeah, I shouldn't have used purple on that one, but because it's hard to see through purple. So try to use lighter colors when you do it. Something like crayons work really good too. So if you just kind of color something like this. And be like, oh, look at it. I got this hand. Shoot, I got this hand doing this. You see how you're now from here, even though I don't see the all of the particulars, I can see that where my features for my finger and everything are supposed to go, because my mind is like in overdrive. It's making this stuff up, making this stuff up as I go along to make different little ideas. All right, so I hope you guys learned something from that today. Don't forget, if you did learn something today, you feel like you learned something, uh, tips are appreciated. I really would appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Um, and we're going to actually get into our word of the day. Okay, so if you guys are have a few minutes to share the word with me, that'll be awesome. If you don't, I get it. No problemo. All right, so give me a moment. I'll be right back. I'm gonna do the word of the day. All right, guys. So we are back with our word of the day. So today I'm going to be studying the book of Matthew. So we're going to I like to. I'm a big note taker. I like to write things down because I receive revelation. Just like earlier today, I was telling you about creativity. Drawing from the mind. Okay. And a lot of people say, well, I can't draw something unless I look at it, right? Or whatever. And the thing is that doesn't make you different from anybody else. But drawing from the mind, number one, you are going to receive inspiration. You're going to receive inspiration from somewhere else. Okay. If you think about the Bible itself, right? The Bible is a book of inspiration. Okay. these are things in there, things in this Bible that we, uh, one, can't think about or imagine or create on our own. Okay? There are things in here that we can't imagine. Yes, sir. Daddy's doing a live stream.
Dad,
Mm-hmm.
play toys.
I'll play toys as soon as I'm done, okay?
Okay.
All right, buddy. So close the door for me. Thank you. Close it. Hey. All right. Thank you. Close it. Do, do, do. Uh-oh. Go ahead. Do, 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 do. Uh-oh. Okay. So sorry about that, guy. I told you while I was doing this stream that I'm a full-time dad, so things happen. All right. So let me see here. So we're back in the again. We're going to be studying the book of Matthew, and as I was saying, that drawing from the mind. How do you draw from the mind? Well, you're going to receive inspiration from somewhere else. If you look at the Bible is a book of inspiration, right? There are things that we don't imagine. We didn't the things that we consider quote unquote moral or right or correct. Well, we didn't think of these things on our own. These things were planted in the heart of man, right? That we think of those things, morality. People think, well, I could be good, but I don't believe in God. No, good came from God. The reason that we have law and order, all this stuff, is something that was planted in our hearts. In other words, again, these things were morality. These things were inspired by God. Okay, so for you note takers, right? So we're going to talk today about Matthew. We're going to go to the chapter 18. We're going to go to chapter 18, and we're going to start in verse. We're going to start with verse number 1, and we're just going to pretty much read chapter 18. We're going to break it down, talk about it. What does that mean? How does that apply to us? All that good stuff. Okay, so today is the greatest in the kingdom. Okay? All right, hold on one sec, guys. I'll be right back. Give me just a sec. Today is the greatest in the kingdom. Okay? All right, hold on one sec, guys. I'll be right back. Give me just a sec. Okay, so, all right, guys. Sorry about that. All right, so we're talking about the greatest in the kingdom. Okay, in other words, um, the thing that God considers the most important, the things that God considers, or the thing that God considers the most important. Wow, that's a very different word. Considers the most important. Okay, so it's talking about the greatest thing, not the. So obviously that word implies the thing that's most important. So let's go ahead and read that the scripture, and then we'll talk about it. And what is it saying to us today? How can we be inspired by the scripture that we're reading? It says about the time. Oh, hold on, what's it here? it says, about that time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? In verse 2, Jesus called a little child to him and put the child among them. Then he said, I tell you the truth, unless you turn from your sins and become like little children, you will never get into the kingdom of heaven. So anyone who becomes as humble as this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Now, so we're talking about children. I believe this is in my sphere of competence because I'm a full-time dad. I believe this is also something that's important no matter what you're trying to learn. And since we're talking about art, I'll make some connections between it and drawing, okay? Let's dissect that. Unless you turn from your sins, turn from the wrong way you do things and become like little children, you will never enter into the kingdom of heaven. Children, I've discovered along my path as a parent, they have they're very moldable. They are always willing to learn something different. They don't think of the word impossible. I'm going to put moldable. Okay. There's no such thing as impossible with a child, right? They are always willing to learn. Okay? So it says here, like I said, I tell you the truth, unless you turn from your sins and become like them, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven, you can have that on earth. You can have heaven on earth. You can have heaven when you get there, but you can have heaven on earth. So we're talking about, again, art. Unless you are an artist that is moldable, unless you're an artist that doesn't think in terms of possibility, unless you're an artist that is willing to learn, right, and not per se always try to lean on your own understanding or get big in your ego, you will not be able to learn. Okay? It says, so anyone who becomes as humble as this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So God is saying, like a student, if a student, and you have a student and a teacher, the student goes in the classroom, there's a lot of students in that classroom. Everybody was supposed to come here to learn, but there's a particular student in the class that came with the moldability of a child, so that the teacher is able to teach them more. They're able to receive more. They're going to receive more because they want to learn. They are the greatest in the class. The children that don't want to learn, not only will they be the greatest in the class, they'll be the most successful in life as they go along. The moment that we get to this point in our life where we become immobile, a lot of the times it happens with maybe older people. We can get up in age and we feel like we have a PhD in life because we've been here for 50 years. And it's a whole bunch of stuff we just don't know yet. We still haven't, we've been here a long time, but we still haven't run. We don't get it. We just don't get it. We're still mean to people for no reason. We're still holding on to grudges from when we were 5 years old and 6 years old because we weren't taught back then. But we're still not helping others. We're still not walking on purpose. We're still not walking with any type of authority. We don't have any direction, any purpose. We think that we did something in life because we retired from a job. I took care of my family. I retired from this job. I therefore have everything that I need. And the only thing I'm going to do now is sit in my house and I don't want to be bothered. I'm going to hide from my family. I want to be rude. You still have this type of mentality. In verse 5, it says, and anyone who welcomes a child like this on my behalf is welcoming me. So it says that we can choose, number one, we can choose to have the mentality of a child. We sometimes forget that. As we get older again, remember when you were little and you used to look at the shapes of clouds, right? Okay. And we did this today in class, but then you would be like, that cloud looks like something to me. It looks like a buffalo lizard. Isn't it funny? Look how it looks. It looks like a chameleon. It looks like something floating in the air, right? It looks like something. It's oh, look. It's got some wings right here. Can't you see the other little wing right there? And can't you see like this is the back of it and this is like where the little eyes will go right here. So it's like a little elephant thingy, right? So we used to, as children do this very well because they don't think about impossible. You can't draw that. That doesn't even really exist in nature. Okay, you just can't go making up stuff. And a child looks at you and says, well, why not? Right? It's saying, and anyone who welcomes a child, someone that has decided that they want to be moldable, that they want to be teachable, and you welcome them, and you show them the word of God, it is like you are welcoming him. It's saying it's like you're welcoming me into. It's like your word. That's a way that we worship. Worship is to give back to God, to thank God, to be grateful to God, to do what he says for us to do, right? And it's saying that this is what he wants us to do. He wants us to, number one, be moldable as children. And remember, we can accept to be moldable as children. But then the second thing is that when we decide to be moldable as children, it's talking to those that these people go around. When someone comes to me and I say I'm a believer and this person comes to me with the mind of a child, they're willing to accept what it is that they're willing to be taught, right? They've opened up their mind. They're vulnerable to receive information. Whether that information is right or wrong, they come like this. But if you teach them the right thing, you say if you come in and you teach them the word of God, it is exactly as if you're welcoming him in, as if this is a way that we can show worship. It says, but if you cause one of these who trust in me to fall into sin, it would be better for you to have a large milestone tied around your neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. In other words, it's going to be real bad for you, for those that proclaim to know God, but they take the people that want to be taught and they teach them what's wrong. That's why God specifically in this, and I'm relating this to older people saying developing a childlike mentality, or staying in tune with the part of them that is moldable. While we are talking about that, we are this particular thing deals especially with children, like literally children. Okay, there are people out here now teaching our children things that they don't need to be taught, causing them to grow up and have no direction in life. They don't know what they want to be. They don't know what they are. They don't know where they came. They don't know nothing. They don't know. They're teaching them all these far out ideas that don't have nothing to do with anything other than somebody's personal agenda and the way somebody feels about something. But God is saying here that those people are going to have a hell of a price to pay when they stand in front of Him for teaching the children to be and go in the wrong direction. I heard something the other day. Well, a lady on said, and I quote, that children should be allowed to make their own decisions. She said something about a baby, if they have a diaper that needs to be changed, you should ask the baby if they want their diaper changed. You need to ask them what kind of food they want to eat. You need to make sure that you ask them that it's okay with them, as to imply that they have the knowledge, the worldly knowledge. They haven't or any kind of knowledge whatsoever to be able to choose what's good. That's why they make us the parent. But it's saying not just parents, anybody. If you're a leader in your community, if you're somebody of authority, the school teachers now are is at an unprecedented rate. Got a lot of the school teachers turning around and sexually exploiting the children at school. All kinds of things are happening. Now that were unheard of, and it's getting kind of out of control. So God wants us to know today that this is unacceptable, and that there are going to be consequences for anyone that chooses to behave in this manner. Now it says, what sorrow awaits the world because it tempts people into sin. Okay, temptations are inevitable, but what sorrow awaits the person who does the tempting. Okay, that the person and this is really straightforward. The person that's out there leading people wrong that want to be taught is going to have to pay for that. So if your hand or foot causes you to sin, it says cut it off and throw it away. It's not saying to literally do that. It's saying that you need to discipline it. Okay, if I make when I was younger, I had a real issue with focus. Particularly when I was in public, I would want to look at people, or I want to, maybe I see somebody that looks nice over there, young lady, I want to look, right? But as I got older and more disciplined, I started understanding this, that if I don't want something in my life, if I don't want to start thinking about this particular thing, if I don't want to start knowing about this thing, then I got to not look at it. If I don't want to know it, I don't need to listen to it. I don't need to be around it. And this is what it's talking about. It's saying to discipline your eyes, or discipline, it says here in particular, your hand or your foot. If your hand is causing you to sin, if your hands you can't stop stealing, then discipline your hands. Put your hands in your pocket. If you gotta keep putting your hands on people, make it a point when you put your hands in your pocket, put your hands behind your back. Right? You know what I'm saying? But really the discipline happens in the mind. But it's saying to discipline, because the mind controls ultimately everything. Okay? But whatever you have to do, discipline those parts of yourself that cause you to sin. It says it's better to enter eternal life, with one hand or one foot than to be thrown into the eternal fire with both your hands and feet. Okay? So it's better, it's just simply saying here, it's better to not have experienced something. For instance, there's something that you struggle with. Okay? Maybe somebody around you makes you angry. Every time you get around them, there's a they don't you know they don't like you, and you feel uncomfortable around them. You tried everything you could try with them, but it just ain't working. Okay? And you choose out of discipline, not because you hate or not because you're upset, but you know, I can't handle this person. I can't handle being around them because they bring this out of me. Then it's saying here, it is better for me. God can accept that. Hey, look, God, I stayed away because it was out of my realm. This is something that I couldn't, and rather than be angry and learn to be angry and fight and all this stuff right here, I chose to keep the peace by keeping distance. That would be more acceptable to God. It says, and if your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out and throw it away. It's better to enter eternal life with one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown into the fire of hell. Okay? And that same thing goes for your eyes. It's better for you not to look at something, right, that you struggle. In other words, don't just, we shouldn't just, even though we want to look at it, even though we desire to look at it, that doesn't mean anything. It's saying we have to tell ourselves, I know I want to look, but, I get out of control. I can use something like pornography. Okay? That affects everything else in your life. You, as a young man or maybe a woman that maybe, we may struggle with this. We want to look at things. And because nothing other than the desire that's within us to look, but it causes all kind of other problems. If you're married, you start maybe holding your husband or wife to a standard that's really unobtainable because of what you've been looking at. You may even start to view, as a man, you may start to view all women in the light of what you've seen, or women might look at men that way, or women might look at other women that way, or men might look at other men that way because of what they've seen, right? So a lot of times, what we they say the old adage, they don't know what they want until they see it. When I go to work, sometimes I don't look like a caricature artist. Most people don't. When I go to work, I dress with colorful T-shirts and stuff like that. I have my drawing pad, but it's just my overall aura or demeanor or whatever. I don't look like somebody. A lot of people tell me that I look like a caricature artist. So therefore, sometimes when I go to work, I may have to, my first drawing, I may have to I have to be sitting in my location drawing something so that they can see, oh yeah, that guy is a caricature artist, or I have to let my work speak for me, because other than that, they'll tell me no. But the moment that they see me draw, they'll say, wait, now I realize that this guy is serious about his craft, and that would be something that we would like to do. And then they'll come over. So we don't know what we want a lot of times until we see it. And then once we see it, we can't unsee it. 2 years ago, I can remember my mom passed away, 3 years now. And I can remember the night that they picked her up from the house. She passed away at the house. And we live in the middle of the country. So really, it's not a lot of people out there. We live 12 miles outside of the city. Well, my mom did. And that night, I can remember a hearse coming out of the darkness into my backyard. And it was really just a horrific scene. And I saw all of that, and sometimes I wish I could unsee it. But the part that I said that I didn't want to see was when they were going to literally take my mom off of the bed and put her in a bag and take her out. I said to myself, I told my dad and my brother, I'm going to stand outside. I can't watch this because I don't want to see it. Because once I see it, I can't unsee it. It's always going to be a memory in my mind about that thing. So it's better not to look at it, it's saying here, than to look at it and then all of a sudden, boom, you find yourself locked in because you done grabbed hold of something you can't let go of. You done saw something that you can't forget, and now, you may spend the next 10 or 15 or 20 years struggling, trying to overcome what you saw. So that's what this is talking about. Beware that you don't look down on these little ones, it says. Beware that you don't look down on the people that don't know. There are people, there are also grown children that didn't even choose. They're just grown. They don't know better. They had never been taught better, and therefore they're still locked in the mentality of a child. Don't look down on this mentality. It says, for I tell you that in heaven, their angels are always in the presence of my heavenly Father. So our job is not to judge. A lot of times we'll see people doing things, and I'm not here to judge anybody about or talk about whatever, tell you how to live your life. I'm saying that I get along with everybody. Like, I get along with a lot of people, a lot of different, types of people, types of mentalities. And it's because I don't have a motive in my heart when I deal with them. Like, if I say something to one of my friends, me and my brother Tim, we'll sit down and we'll talk about things. And we always, if something's wrong, something's just wrong. And he knows when I come to him and ask him, or say, hey man, this or that, I'm not coming from a place of I'm better than you, or you're going to hell and I'm not, or any of that kind of stuff. I simply want to see him be the best that he can be. And that's all I want, out of love for him. You know what I mean? Is it possible that you just saw something that you can't unsee? Is it possible that you just heard something you couldn't unhear? And especially when we're children, this particular scripture is dealing with that. When we're children, right, we don't know how to process what we see. You know what I'm saying? Children don't know. That's why they have parents. We have to teach them how to process information, because they can see something when they're a child, because that's the most moldable years of their life. That is when they learn everything. This is we just said, so raise them up as they will go. And when they get older, they will not depart. If you raise up your child, dad, and you're never there, and you allow whoever to raise them, right? If mom, you're not there, you allow whoever to raise them, and mom and dad as a couple, as a group, together, as a one. If y'all are not together raising your children, and one of y'all is off at work all the time, one of you always arguing, you're always fighting, you just letting the child sit there and look at all kinds of whatever on YouTube and on the phone all day, and then don't get mad when they grow up and they do exactly what they learn, because you don't know what they learning, but they learning something, and they learning it from somewhere. So we have to be careful about that. So anyway, guys, that's our word of the day, the greatest in the kingdom. And really, I shared this with you to tell you, that, hey, in order for you to be able to get your art right, you don't lose this part of yourself, because this is what God wants, how he wants us to come to him. This is how you should come and approach artwork. You got to approach artwork with an open mind, so that you can create things from things. You can be inspired by things. But if you come and you read this book, if you pick up the Bible, you pick up the scriptures, and when you begin to read, you read with a closed mind, right? You're unwilling to change. I saw a meme this morning, and it had two lines. One line said, people that want change, and the other line was, it was two lines, right? And people that want change, and people that are willing to change. And the people that want change, the line went wrapped all the way around the building 7 times. And the people that are willing to change, there was nobody in that line. Okay? So that's a problem. Don't be the one that's like everybody else standing in the line talking about we want change, and then you're not willing to do anything mentally to change. As the scripture says, so a man thinketh, so is he. So guys, that's our word of the day today. I want to thank you for coming out and listening. If you did stay for the word of the day, God bless you guys. You have a blessed and awesome Tuesday. I'm going to go ahead and get me some breakfast and play with my children. Yeah, my children. Got some things I got to teach them, right? All right. You guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.